Hello friends, welcome. Today I just want to make a video about all the conflicts in the world really. I mean, you look at the behaviour of humanity and it's understanding more primitive times that we had a lot of wars on this world, but man is a superior species in intelligence, and really we should have moved beyond that lower nature of what other people have got. And wars are all about gaining territory or something thereafter, mostly those that begin them. So there are the aggressors and the defenders, those that have to defend themselves from aggressors and such like. And I mean, let's take the majority of people. We're all, majority of working class people in the world. And all we want is to live in peace. And, these leaders are taking us into conflict after conflict after conflict. And there's a lot of disturbance in the world. And the only way that's ever really going to change is through people power, really standing up to say no more war, And the thing is, that, we've seen in recent times that countries have been aiding countries that are being attacked with weapons and such like to defend themselves, and that's a fair enough thing, isn't it, if it's in self-defense? But the same countries, many of them, are arming aggressors as well, that are going out and virtually slaughtering civilians around the world in different places. And it's like a big game of Monopoly for them, isn't it? Because they're saying if we get these people in power, we'll gain this, and it's just not acceptable, the way the world's conducting itself, and the governments and such like of it that are arming very dangerous people that because they want to get something. They want control over the land or the oil or something rather that they can gain from by arming aggressors, and or a certain faction, one side or the other, and the opposite countries that are alienated to those countries are arming the other side. It's just leading to absolute disarray and catastrophe in this world, because it's the people that end up the greatest victims, in innocent civilians and such like, that just want to live in peace. So this is why the awakening is happening here on this world, the spiritual awakening, so that we see the light, and that we as individuals stand up and protest really against all these wars in the world and conflict, because we've got to grow up and become more mature and learn to live in peace on this world, which is what the majority of people no doubt want, in my opinion. That the average person here, we just want to live in peace, don't we? We don't want all this conflict, and that these governments are arming themselves to the teeth with very smart weapons, and they're highly destructive. And like I say, it's like a game of chess, really, isn't it? They're trying to outmaneuver others to get what they want, and they don't spend all this money in supplying weapons and that, which costs a lot of money, unless there's some sort of gain out of it. And it's a horrendous thing to do, to arm people, to send them out to war, to just gain something for yourself. So we got to grow up and start learning to live in peace on this world. So it's about equilibrium again, isn't it? Learning to put our differences aside, and there's things we have that are not good, of discrimination and judging others, and having hate and things like this that are spread amongst us by different groups that influence us to feel negativity towards others in the world. And instead of seeing our differences, really we should be seeing what we've got in common with other nations, because we're all human beings. We're all brothers and sisters here on this world and beyond. So let's learn to live in peace. Anyway, friends, I hope you have a great day. Love and light, Neil.